Hey everybody, welcome back to Kill by Daylight. The 8th anniversary stream is nearly upon us, like real soon, which, programming note, I will be doing a reaction video for that, just like I've done with the past year's streams. That will be up the day after the stream, and will include my live reaction to everything and anything anniversary and year 8 related, so be on the lookout for that one. But before that, I want to put out into the ether my wish list for year 8. These are things that I want to see changed or just happen and added to the game, or maybe even taken out of the game over the next year. Last year I did a prediction video for the 7th anniversary stream. That was more of a jokey swing for the fences type video, but I did predict the Xenomorph before anyone else did. Kote introduces the anniversary chapter, saying it's been a dream of his to add this license to the game ever since they started 7 years ago. He says this chapter will shake the realms to its core, and if you're not careful, it'll be game over, man. Game over. So there's that. This time around, though, I'm giving my serious hopes for year 8, but before we do start, I want my desire for year 8 to be extremely clear, okay? I don't want behavior to release overpowered survivor perks or oppressive killer perks, or vice versa. I want behavior to release fun perks that are enjoyable to use and play against. Same thing goes for the killers releasing over the next year. I want to look at a chapter breakdown and go, ooh, those look really fun. Those look like fun perks to use. That killer's power looks really cool and fun. Will it slow down or speed up the gens? No. Will it reveal my aura or afflict me with the exposed status effect? No. But it's fun, and I will enjoy every game I use it in, even if I don't win. That's all I want out of DbD in the future. Fun and enjoyability for both sides. That's what I really want this game to be. I don't think that's a big swing at all. Wanting fun and enjoyability out of a multiplayer video game? I think that's kind of bare bones basic at this point. Right? I'm not crazy. The kids are crazy. Let's get into it though. Let's get into everything. I'll start with the nerfs, then buffs, and then finally general changes or additions I'd like to see added. So, let's start with the unfun stuff first. Nerfs. Actually, one last thing before we actually get into it. Obviously, these are all my opinions. These are all my hot takes. Take them with a grain of salt. Agree with them if you want. Disagree if you want. No sweat off my back if you disagree. We can all have different opinions. These are just mine and what I experience in a day-to-day occurrence playing this game that I and everybody loves so much. These are my little gripes that I've noticed since I started making this list. I'm like, oh, I think that should be changed a little bit. That should be buffed. This should be nerfed. This should be changed. So yeah. With that other warning, I guess, out of the way, let's actually jump into it. One of my biggest things I have a gripe with: aura revealing perks. Yeah, like not a month goes by without me seeing something retweeted by someone I respect, content creators that I respect, just retweeting things like, oh fuck, God, all these distortion players, whoa, they got a, you know, the unhinged killer main stuff. That whole, you know, the whole, oh, they should jump off a short pier and other things like that. Yeah. You guys realize the reason we run distortion is because how oppressive aura revealing perks are? They're pretty bad to go against. They don't feel good. Like, you guys get an immediate advantage from, like, Lethal Pursuer. For 11 seconds, you know where we are, and you gotta realize, that's freaking huge. Lethal Pursuer is really good because it gives you an extreme advantage. Right? The first thing you watch, anybody who you see, any content creator giving their tips how to get better at killer. The big thing is map awareness, obviously, learn tracking, obviously, but if you can start a chase within the first 10-15 seconds of a match and get a down and a hook by 30 seconds of the match, you've got a good chance of coming out pretty good. Pretty on the win side, right? Or at least a 2K. And Lethal Pursuer basically guarantees you get into a chase within 15 seconds, potentially getting a hook at 20-25 seconds in a match, pretty much before any gen is completed before halfway. It's that good. It is that good, and you still wonder why we run distortion. My suggestion for nerfs to aura perks is reduce the duration on some of the more meta or oppressive perks, right? I think lethal should not have its secondary ability to add an extra 2 seconds onto reveals. I think 9 seconds at the start of a match is pretty good. Hell, I'd even say remove the secondary effect, but buff the total duration by 1 second, or even buff it by 2 seconds to get that 11-second duration, but it doesn't increase other revealing perks by 2 seconds. That's just silly. That's what makes it completely great, right? And even if you don't run other aura perks, lethal is still god tier on its own. Another one that I come across very frequently. Lethal is the big one. The second big one, I say A1 is lethal, A number 2 is friends till the end. That perk is so terrible to go against, man. It's just like a downer. If you're the one who's selected to be the new obsession and you scream, you're like, oh, well, I guess I might as well not play the game. I might as well stand still and just die on first hook. Because it is that oppressive. It leads to so much snowball potential. It's insane. I would like to see its duration cut in half to 5 seconds. It is I believe at this current time, 10-second aura reveal and a 20-second exposed. I don't think you need that full 10 seconds. I think just a little hint at where people are. You get a free barbecue and chili on one person, but that one person that you see is also... It could be insta-downed. Friends to the End needs a change. It needs a change. It cannot stay this way. But this is also the devs that knew Ultimate Weapon was going to be a problem from the PTB and took 6 months, a full year. Yeah, because we're coming up on the anniversary, the 8th anniversary. Alien was the chapter after Singularity, who was last year's anniversary trail, or anniversary chapter. So yeah, about 9 months, 9 or 10 months. There are some dev babies on the team now that were birthed in the time span it took them to nerf Ultimate Weapon. And they didn't even do that for the most part. I saw people saying like, oh yeah, they said they were changing back to screaming, but on my game it says aura revealing, just like it says on mine. That was in the Huntress video. And other people saying like, no, on mine it says scream. And then other people are like, no, it's aura revealing. And no, it's scream. So people got different things, but this latest mid-chapter is a disaster with bugs and stuff like that. So that's a whole other can of worms. But aura perks need to be nerfed. And oh, by the way, here's a left field thing. Do the same for Survivor aura perks. Survivor aura perks, like, God, I should have the wiki open. You think I'd learn from my mistakes? You think I would learn from past occurrences that I would have my data in front of me and I go, ooh, hell yeah, boom, there it is. I can read it. I'm scrolling. There's Sable. What is it? Strength and Shadows. Buckaroo. Yeah, you see the killer's aura for 10 seconds. That's vital information. Seeing either opposing player's location is very, very good. I think that needs to be. I think it needs to be toned down on both sides. That's all I'll say. That's my final argument. There I say it. Aura revealing perks on both sides need their durations cut by a little bit, and then like just the most meta ones and the most oppressive ones on both sides, and then you can like do other stuff or whatever you want to do. I don't know what that hoo-hoo was. That was weird. I turned a fucking cartoon character. Next, Iron Grasp. Yeah, I got a problem with Iron Grasp, and it's more so that, why does it increase the struggle meter? Why does it do that? I don't think it needs to do that. Wiggling as of right now, to me personally, it feels like it does nothing. The survivor could, I could die in comp corner. The killer could pick me up. I hit every single skill check as a great on that nice little ping pong wheel we have now. And I'm still, he could take me like halfway to Wisconsin from New York, and I'm still on a hook at the end of the day. It feels like it does nothing. There's so many times where it's like, oh, I'm almost out, and then I'm on a hook, and I'm dying. Cool. Excellent. It feels like it doesn't do anything, so I don't think there's a reason it should increase the amount needed. And most of the times, if a killer is running Iron Grasp, they're also running Agitation. They just go hand in hand. They're really good together. And then, on top of that, 50% of the time, they're also running Mad Grit. So what the hell is the point? If I see you have Iron Grasp and you're going extreme speeds with it, my controller is now on the table. It is not in my hand. I'm not pressing any skill checks because I know it's not worth it. There's no false hope there. It's just not worth it. You can keep the wiggle strength increase, like not increase, but the decrease, the strength of the wiggle effect being reduced. You can keep that. That's fine. It counters Boil Over, a perk that nobody uses really. Just get rid of the extra meter. That's it. One of the biggest ones outside of aura revealing perks is gen speeds. Yeah, anything that improves gen speeds and that slows down gen speeds. I want both of those nerfed into the ground. Simple, right? Prove Thyself nerf and a major toolbox overhaul like Medkit's got a while back. Prove Thyself should not apply to everyone, just the perk holder. I think I've said that in the past, but it bears repeating. And while you're doing that, Surge needs a 15-second cooldown or the inability to proc on a gen that's already regressing. I've had it too many times where on an indoor map, it's just somebody gets down by a gen that I'm on, I go, ah, and I'm back on the gen, and then somebody else gets down, and I go, ah, and it starts regressing even further. It's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. But now I need you to listen to me, behavior, very carefully. You can't change one without the other. You simply cannot do that. When you nerf both sides, gens can then be balanced accordingly. Behavior could then increase or decrease 90-second gen times based on actual reliable data and not random occurrences of very specific scenarios like infinite tier 3 Myers bringing you to the game with Surge, or a full 4-piece running the best toolboxes with brand new part, or God forbid they're looking at data from a match that has a subtle hacker in it that's increasing gen speed slightly. You know, they're looking at it, they're like, oh, gen speeds went rather well across the board because of this one game. Like, they breezed through them, so 90 seconds isn't a problem. We should increase it, right? Or you look at somebody who is running a full oppression build on a small map and blowing up the gens every single time, going, oh, gens aren't going as fast as they should, so we should decrease that. No. They need accurate information, and the best way to do that is to remove variables. Simple. And now, for a big one. This one will shock you to the core. I need to be sitting, because if you're standing, you might faint from the shock of this. And it kind of hurts. It hurts me to even write this, right? Write my notes about this and my suggestions for it. It hurts because of what it is. So I think I'll just blurt it out. I'll say it. Rework distortion. Yes, I know. I'm the distortion connoisseur. I'm the distortion boy, and not just because it comes from my boy Jeff, but because it is really good. It's a really good perk, and it counters, honestly, I run it just to make killer mains mad. I'm gonna be honest with you, because they're all running hardcore aura rating builds, so if I counter them and they go on Twitter and be like, oh, what the fuck, oh my god, I chuckle, I laugh my ass off at it. But hear me out. Make it a chase-oriented perk. Not the first to say that, I'm not the last to say it until it happens, but make it chase-oriented. Keep the stack number the same. I know a lot of people, when they say make it a chase perk, they always say reduce the number of stacks or raise the number of stacks. No, 3 is perfect. 3 is good. But instead of regaining stacks while hiding in the killer's terror radius for 30 seconds, you gain a token for every 10 to 15 seconds in chase. Right, it's a variable number, you can make it whatever the hell you want behavior. But that is the key. That is the big takeaway you should take away from here. Is that you can gain a token from being in a chase, not ratting around. This means you can gain tokens against stealth killers because, stealth killers don't have a terror radius to hide in. I've had too many games against stealth Myers, jump scare Myers, where I've just lost all 3 tokens at the start within 30 seconds. And there's no way to get them back. This way, being chased by jump scare Myers, you're still in chase. You still got the terror, the chase music going. You're in chase. So I would then be able to gain tokens to kind of counter him. It's not going to last for very long because it's jump scare Myers and scratch mirror. But still, just the thought of like, I can do something maybe is even better. And a plus side, which would help both sides, I think, you have to be proactive, get the stacks. You can't, like I said, you can't rat around. You have to be in chase. You have to do, hey, guess what? The most fun thing in the game. Be chased by the killer and run loops. I know some people won't like it at first because you gotta get better at the game. You can't just be on a generator and be like, I'm gonna use urban evasion. No, 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 no. If you're gonna use distortion, run it on an actual build that requires skill. Not just a gen rush build. And, also, God, again, it pains me to say this. Also, reduce the duration to 7 seconds. Yeah, it's a 10-second duration. Reduce it by 3 seconds. That way, lethal gets some value, right? If you're not going to nerf lethal pursuer in any meaningful way or at all, at least a 7-second duration on distortion means you get 4 seconds of aura reading at the start of the match. Right? It's not gonna stop you from countering like barbecue or nowhere to hide. It's not gonna come close to countering friends till the end. But here we are. But you'll actually get value out of lethal. I think that's what most people want. They want value out of the lethal pursuer. So at least at the start of the match you go, okay, there's 3 auras, and then for a split second you go, oh, there's the 4th. Okay, I know where everybody is now. Right? I think that's a good way to go with distortion. Again, it hurts because I am the distortion boy, but I think that's good. I think that and my aura revealing tweaks would make both sides happy. I think that would be great. I think that'd be great. There are of course a bunch of other nerfs I'd like to see, but they're so small and non-important to any grand scheme of things as what I've just mentioned. Like, I like to see Legion Pin's duration reduced and other stuff like that. That's like, it's one thing that's you see once every 10 games against that killer or against a squad, right? So that'll do it for the nerfs. Now on to buffs, which there are a lot of. I got a lot of them. By far the most on this list of the 3 categories. It's kind of tied with overall changes, actually, now that I'm looking at it. So, some of them I'll go into in depth on, others I will just skim over and be like, oh, this is the change I think. And then on to the next one. Let's start with some honorable mentions. I don't know I have honorable mentions, but they're here, I guess. Vigil buff. I would like to see Vigil get a buff. I don't know why people don't run it. It's a really good perk. But people would rather run the Nancy walking perk instead of an actual good perk. Yeah. My suggestion is add aura reveal duration to that list of things, visual effects. Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing that we just talked about. Yeah. For those who do not know, Vigil is basically a coverall for every status in the game except for aura. Yeah, it reduces the duration of status effects by 30%, so you get over them quicker. Like, if you added aura reading to that, Vigil would be my go-to perk. No matter what build I'm running, I'd be like, I gotta run Vigil because it's so freaking good. Right? As of right now, blindness, broken, exhausted, exposed, hemorrhage, hindered, mangled, and oblivious all reduced by 30%. That's really, really good. It already covers every base in the game, so if you added aura revealing to it, it would make an S tier perk God tier. And then people would have to run it because it's so freaking good, even though it is so freaking good now. Stop running the Nancy perk. Honorable mention, Weaving Spiders. Yeah, this new perk. It's brand new with Sable. I think it's okay. It could be a lot better. My suggestion is decrease the time to 90 seconds instead of 120. You can tinker with the numbers, you could change numbers, but I think reducing the total time it takes to 90 seconds is probably the best. Spending 2 whole minutes in the basement holding one button is 1, boring as hell. I think we can agree on that. Straight up, boring as hell. And B, that's a lot of time not helping the team. I get it, once finished, every gen gets 10 tokens taken off. But I'm spending the equivalent of 1 1/3 gens doing nothing. Boring, again. And 2, not helping my team. I could go up, out of the basement, repair 1 full gen in 90 seconds, and then do something else with 30 seconds extra that Invocation Weaving Spiders allows me to do. Plus, a shorter casting spell time, whatever the hell we consider it, the more justified the broken all game thing is. Right? Because you finish the thing for 2 minutes, and then you are broken the rest of the game. I think if you lower the time required to complete the spell, that whole broken status effect thing is more justified. Now that that's done, because I had honorable mentions, on to the real things that are also real, but also not honorable mentions. They are the real things. Deliverance! You can now unhook yourself if you're on your second hook. Does not work during endgame collapse. Deliverance is a good perk, is a really good perk, but A, you need to get a safe unhook, and B, you can't be hooked before you do that. And guess what? If you're running Deliverance, luck is not on your side. Sorry, not sorry. You're getting hooked first, 90% of the time. So I think you need to add a second benefit to it so people actually want to run it. Hex perks in general. Have the lit totems be blocked by the entity until the first sacrifice, or have them like exhaustion perks and give each hex a different timer until they can be cleansed. Shorter time for stuff like Haunted Ground or Ruin, perks that you really don't care or maybe you do want cleansed, but have a longer time for stuff like Devour Hope and Hunter's Lullaby and I think Third Seal as well. Stuff that requires gaining stacks and actually hooking people and doing stuff to get those benefits. I think that's a better way to go to it. Hex perks suck. Nobody runs them because they suck. I think you gotta find a way to really spice hex perkses up. Perkses? Yeah, I said perkses. Precious. Dredge! I got some dredge buffs for you if you want them. Here they are. Nightfall becomes more like the Lights Out modifier. Lights Out modifier was terrifying. It was so much fun. Even if I was doing an achievement run during it. Yeah, that sucked. But it was a good game mode overall. And terrifying. I think Dredge's Nightfall needs to be what that was. Just you can't see anything outside of a certain perimeter. And that's it. Make it like that. Also, change how locked lockers work. If there's 2 side-by-side lockers and one of them is locked, the Dredge will always teleport to the locked one, no matter which one he chooses. Why? That's dumb. Change that. Make that not happen. And finally, make him a lot quieter during Nightfall. The dude is real loud, real like slurping, squishy sounds. It's supposed to be like, oh, you can't see him, so it's a spooky time. No, the dude is real loud, and you can see his bright white aura. Combine that with Lights Out modifier style Nightfall, I think he'd be really, really cool to play against and play as. Trapper! Trapper boy! To explain my problem with Trapper, and I think everybody's problem with Trapper, please welcome special guest Spooky Loops. This is comment from one of his monthly compilations from October of last year. Take it away, VOD Spooky.
The pig is able to fit up to 5, right? Up to 5 bear traps inside her ass cheeks. The trickster can hold 600 knives in his jacket pockets. Michaela can fit an entire fucking wizard book up her asshole. And the trapper can't start with all of his traps? Like, in what galaxy are we in?
Exactly what my problem is. Thank you, Spooky Loops, from 6 months ago in a random VOD compilation on your channel. Everybody give him a warm round of it. This is a dead joke. Make Trapper sack base kit, but not the bad part about it. The whole part where he can't pick things up. Don't do that. Just... Why can't Evan... Why can't Evan? I can't Evan. Just... make Trapper Sack base kit without the bad stuff, and then rework Trapper Sack to, I don't know. Every time he bends down to pick up a trap, he farts really loudly, and the survivors go, what? And they know where he is. I don't know, man. Let Evan. Clown! My main, my boy. Piss Bottle activates instantly when it hits the ground, just like Purple Drank, or at the very least, have the activation time when it hits. I don't know why it does have a delayed startup, I guess? A delayed activation? Just make it do it instantly? I don't know why you would I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Just do it. Make it better. Also, make Thick Cork Stopper base kit and half of Smelly Inner Souls base kit. Thick Cork Stopper increases reload speed by 0.5 seconds, so half a second quicker reload. And Smelly Inner Souls increases your movement speed while reloading by 33%. I want half of that added as base kit. Just so it's better while reloading, you don't lose as much ground, and it's much faster. Either that, or make it so reload speed is increased by 20% while he is invigorated. I think that's a good buff as well. Either one, make reloading just feel way better and way less clunky and way smoother. Ready buff! Revert the nerfs from a while ago. There was no reason for them, and they're just kind of out of pocket. You nerfed an already bad killer. Why? Why'd you do that? It was like, while doing snares, setting snares, he becomes slower? That was dumb. That was bad. Revert that. Revert that nerf, and while you're at it, buff his teleport and snare strength. Make him actually good, or give us a Robert Englund Freddy skin. Those are my two alternatives. Myers buff. One of my personal favorites, but okay, I can even admit he sucks. He sucks real bad. My suggestion is reduce the amount of stock needed to get out of tier 1, but on the flip side, increase the amount needed to get to tier 3. That way you have this trade-off where early game is a lot easier to manage, because early game is the most crucial part for Mikey. So he's easier to... It gets a better early game, and late game doesn't happen as quick as it normally does. I think that'd be a better way to do it. He just needs... He needs just something, man. He's having a rough go lately, right? Especially after he was the 4th fiddle in his own movie. And 2nd fiddle to Corey fucking Cunningham? Bruh. Give my boy some love, please. Huntress buff! Or, I think, rather, change? Maybe flat, just a flat change? No, it's probably a buff. Rework Eerie Hatchet. So it's like Slinger's Eerie Coin. The Eerie Coin, you hit a sharpshooter shot, somebody who's further than, I believe it's 12 meters away. If you hit that shot, they are exposed, and they are insta-downed when you hit them next. Do that for Huntress, for the Eerie Hatchet. Like, remove the hatchet limit. Like, instead of, like, oh, you can only carry 1, it's up to the now base kit 7. But make it so hitting a survivor that is at least 24 meters away, a one-shot. Like, it's just an insta-delete. That'd be the best change for Eerie Hatchet, and people would not feel bad for running it because it actually takes skill to hit those 24 meters away. Trust me, I'm trying to get that achievement still. Plague buff. Reduce the whispers volume during corruption. I'm all for hearing the voices of God, but can you turn down the volume of the Beats by God, please? They are really, really so loud. Just turn it down a lot so we can actually hear anything other than... That'd be cool. Pyramid Head buff. Have his range add-ons, and then make those add-ons base kit. Because everybody uses range add-ons because they're his best add-ons. Well, you have them, and then add that range to his base kit. And then you go in and rework every single add-on he has, because they all suck except for his range add-ons. It's not simple. That's a lot of work. But he needs it. Also, the planned buff from a while ago that they were gonna do, but then they went back on because a couple of content creators put up a stink about tunneling for some reason. That's a anti-tunnel mechanic problem, not a pyramid head problem. Yeah, you could do that. I believe it was like, Punishment of the Damned applies Torment. That's pretty good. That's a good ad. That's good. That's good. Do that. Do that one. Who cares about the 4 people that complained about tunneling? Who cares? Who cares? Oh, and by the way, then give him back his ass. Take my son to the cake factory and give him his cake. Okay, thanks. Okay, so I've had a little bit of trouble making out what I actually wrote down, which is not uncommon, but not common enough. Ghostface buff. Make it so downed and hooked survivors can't break you out of stealth. That's simple to understand, right? That's the most annoying aspect of Ghostface. Love playing as him, love stealth killers. I've already done the work, putting the time to down you and put you on a hook. You shouldn't be able to break me out of stealth. That's just dumb. The part I'm tripping on is, I'll read it verbatim, and maybe you can figure it out, but I think I figured it out. Rework Lasting Perfume and Chewed Pen. comma. Maybe reduce Walleye's matchbook and cheap cologne benefits by half and make lasting perfume and chewed pen those current values so they're better versions of the brown add-ons, thus making them worth running. Can you make sense of that fucking sentence? Because I couldn't for about 3 takes. Yeah, I figured it out though. Walleye's matchbook reduces the recovery time of Nitride by 6 seconds. His best add-on, or at least one of his best add-ons. Cheap cologne increases the duration of marked by 10 seconds. That's a lot of time. My notes are basically saying, take those values and make them green. And then you can maybe reduce the brown versions of them by half. So then the green add-ons that are dookie buns are worth running. Lasting perfume and chewed pen increase the reveal time for survivors on the dying state and hook by 3 seconds each. Respectively, I guess I should say. You change chewed pen to reduces the recovery time of Nitride by 6 seconds. Walleye's matchbook does the same, but by 3 seconds. And then lasting perfume increases the time of marked by 10 seconds, where cheap cologne increases the duration by 5. I figured it out. Cool. That took about 15,000 hours to figure out. On to the next one. Gold Merchant buff. Change something. I don't know what the hell she does anymore. I have no idea. I jumped into a training match just to be like, what does she do? And I'm far worse off than I was before. Just revert her drones back to their previous versions, but keep everything else. I think... I don't know, man. Everything about her kit is fine, except for the rotating drones. Those are just confusing as hell and stupid. They're just dumb. Her old drones were simply better because they could detect anyone entering their radius. You didn't have to change the direction of their rotation or worry about their speed or stupid shit like that. Either revert them back or change her add-on prototype rotor to... it converts them back to the AoE style. And maybe change low power mode to the current version of prototype rotor, which is increased rotation speed by 10%. Ain't a lot. She's dumb. She's fucking dumb. Last buff, barbecue and chili buff. Reduce the distance required from 40 meters to 32 meters. Just a simple range buff. That's all. And our last category. General changes, additions, etc., etc. I'm gonna breeze past some of these because this might be a really long video. First one up is isn't a change or an addition to mechanics or anything like that, but it is something I would like to see personally added, and that is a straight ally pride flag charm for Pride Month. I rock both the 2021 and 2022 pride flags as a way to show my support for my LGBTQ plus brothers, sisters, and non-binary fineries out there in the fog and the real world. It'd be great if Behavior added a straight ally flag charm so I can show my support and show that I am an ally in the fight for gay, lesbian, and trans rights and equality, all while freeing up a charm slot for one of the other billion charms in the game. Is it a small thing? Yes. But it is something that I would use unconditionally on every killer and survivor I play from now to the end of time, space, the realm, whatever comes first, right? Next, equalize survivor audio. Finally. It's been... God, I think I've been waiting 3 years now for my boy Jeff to shut the fuck up while he's injured. I get it. You got stabbed by a lady with drones and a fat ass. Ooh. Now, can you please shut up so you don't get found, please? Either lower the loudest survivors down a few decibels, or hell, raise the quietest survivors up a few thousand decibels. It shouldn't be that hard to do. And then you can do other audio equalizations to certain other things in the realm. A rift change, or I guess a change to the rift is a better way of describing it. I want to see less charms and more skins. Like, more skins for characters that haven't gotten any in a while. More Jeff, Hattie, and David, and less Nia and Meg. Same goes for killers, right? When was the last time that Hag got a rift skin that wasn't a recolor? When was the last time Hattie got a skin? That's a serious question. When was the last time Hattie got a skin? I don't know. God knows, but Nia has gotten... God, 2 back-to-back? Or 2 of the last 3 rifts that have... The recolors in them? What the hell it's called? The over rift? The overboard rift? Bonanza recolor? God, stop it. Just spread the love, please. Next is one I've said before, but I think I'd still like to have it happen. That's a banner and badge? They're badges? Okay, I guess that's what we call them. Give us banners and badges that reflect our achievement prowess. I don't know how hard that would be, how simple it would be, I don't know. Just every killer and survivor releases with at least 2 achievements like this is Overwatch. One for Adept, and then one relating to the ability or perk they released with. That's common knowledge, it happens, that's why we have over almost 250 achievements in this game. Believe me, I know. Give us a badge for the Adept achievement, and a banner for downing 1,000 survivors while blindfolded and butt-chugging a handle of whiskey as clown. That way we can flex our stats in a respective manner. We don't have to be like, oh my god, look at my hours. No, look, I did Outbreak Breakout. The banner says so. I can flex that way. Either make every offering a secret, or don't. We know that secret offering the killer brought is a Mori. The survivor secret offerings are all dog water, so why bother hiding them at all? And the killer is running lethal anyway, so they already know where you're spawning and who you're spawning with. There's no reason for every offering to not be visible. I would personally love it if they went back and gave original killers and survivors voice lines. I think that would be neat. Just a neat little thing. I think it'd be neat to hear Plague talk with her god in Babylonian? Question mark? I guess she's not talking with her god, she's talking with the entity. But still her trying to make peace with what she believes is a higher being. I think that'd be neat. And there's other things, like Legion can say some cringe 90s dialogue. I think that'd be neat. Y'all ready to hear me complain about some maps I think are bad and I think universally are considered meh at best? Well, here we are at that section of the video. Gideon's rework. Return some of the damn pallets to Home Depot. Jesus Christ, I didn't know John Kramer had a Lowe's membership card. Why is there so much wood in this meat plant? No, that's not a euphemism. Batum becomes 1 map. Batum sucks? I've been playing this game for 4 years now. I still don't know the difference between 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or if there's a magical 6th one that I don't know about. I don't know. Figure out the best one and make that the only Batum. Please. Complete rework of RPD. If you've seen my Outbreak Breakout video, you'll know why. It's a bad map that needs a complete overhaul. Just make the map bigger. Like, actually increase the physical size of it and make it closer to a 1-to-1 recreation of RPD from RE2. That was a weird way to say RPD. But whatever. You understand. It sucks. It's a bad map. The hallways are too cramped, and I think it's too small of a map now. Original RPD was way too big of a map. Now new RPG, West and East Wing, are too small of maps. Dang it. It sucks. Complete Backwater Swamp rework. I don't know if we've done one already or not. I don't know if it's been like... if there's an older version, because my memory just blanks out if it's the same one I've been playing on for 4 years. If a year before I started playing it was changed. I don't know. Just hire someone to cut down the damn cattails. And maybe, like, I don't know, ship a Theseus to that goddamn boat. make it look nice. Cold Wind, make it less orange. It's too orange and too bright. That's my complaint about it. Make it an actual nighttime again. Harvest some of the delicious corn for Kellogg's sake. Why is there so much corn? Did they not grow like anything else? I mean, they had pigs, right? Pigs and I think cows? Pigs are the main one I remember because the tome animatic. Yeah, that pig ate that pig. Yeah, that was Weird. And then Billy got a skin wearing the skins of the pigs? The pig, not the pig. Yeah, make it less orange and make it nighttime again. Alright, now we're done talking about maps. Psych, no we're not. Sacrificial wards, drop them down a rarity, from green to yellow. Hell, make it a brown so people can actually, like, find them in the blood web, because I have, like, none on Sable. I got her up to P6. I ain't find any. They're, like, impossible to find. Or, better yet, just remove map offerings. There are so many maps in this game right now. I think I took a tally of what I have on, I think it was Sable. I have like 15 map offerings on her alone. And I'm pretty sure that's not even all of the map offerings you can get. Just remove them from the blood web and you can actually make the blood webs smaller. And that would be great. Just remove map offerings. Let RNG take hold. You got RNG in pig traps still, in trapper traps. I touched on it before with the whole gen speed thing. You got RNG everywhere else. Remove it from the map offerings. Let RNG take the map. Let the entity decide wherever we go. And also implement that friggin' double map, back-to-back map clause thing you had. That worked okay, I guess. Remove Shattered Hope and make it base kit. For the love of God, why is it not base kit? Is there any good reason why it wasn't made a feature added to every killer's base kit when Michaela was introduced with boons? There's no reason for that not to be base kit yet. It's such a slam dunk concept to be a base kit, but a shitty overall perk. One of the worst in the game. Just make it base kit. Okay, this one's a petty one, because I feel like it should have been like that from day one, but make it so maps can track glyphs. That sucks. Wasting time is bad for survivors, and trying to hunt down a survivor-only glyph sucks. So make glyphs trackable through maps? All maps? Or just I don't know, figure it out. I'm not a game dev, you figure it out. Behavior. Who wants to talk about currency in this game? You do? No, you don't. You're a liar. More chances to earn eerie shards other than event login bonuses, or just more shards per level up. That'd be nice. Also give more XP for emblems. There's like, you get none. Like 33 XP for 4 eerie emblems? That's a joke. You gotta be kidding me with that one. That sucks. Or reduce the eerie price of cosmetic sets. Individual item prices stay the same, but bundles are heavily discounted, so you get a better deal on them. Obviously, community creations wouldn't be subject to that decrease, because that should be something worth grinding for. I say as someone who is currently grinding for a giant purple elephant cosmetic for his main. But behavior-made creations shouldn't be the same 21,600 shard price as something as unique and amazing like the community-created cosmetics are. Or daily rituals, as well as new weekly rituals. 6 dailies, along with 5 weeklies, that are way harder and more time-consuming to complete than dailies, but give a way higher reward for doing so. Maybe weeklies give 50 eerie shards as well as 60k BP each, for like a total of 250 shards and 300k BP extra a week. Again, something worth the grind would be great. What also would be great is revamped anti-tunnel and anti-camp mechanics. The current ones suck. Just really, really, really bad. They don't work half the time anyway. Just make off-the-record and camaraderie base kit. A stats screen. I know Behavior have gone on record in one of their past interviews saying they don't want to add a post-match stat screen. That's fine. All I want is an account stat screen. Let me go to my player profile, and under the player stats screen, it actually gives me a detailed stats page that tells me how many total hours I have in game, how many hours I have actually playing the game, how many escapes I have, my most played killer, the killer I have the most kills with. Just basic info that most multiplayer games have at launch. I'm not asking for an Overwatch or Fortnite stats page that breaks down every time Dr. laughed in trials or how much piss gas Clown is consumed. Just the basics is all I want. Please. And now, my most controversial request for Year 8. Add sex to Dead by Daylight. You're an M-rated game, so just show us Jane's pussy. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, okay? I thought this was an M-rated game, rated for mature. I thought we were allowed to be mature here. I guess not. My bad. Heathens. That was a joke. Obviously. It's a jab at every single Twitter user applying to anything and everything the Dead by Daylight account posts with, "It sucks to Dead by Daylight." God, it is stupid. They post something about the seizure warning and the epilepsy warning that was inadvertently introduced. The strobing light effect that was inadvertently introduced in this past mid-chapter. And just like the top comments, you scroll down and be like, I wonder if they've got replies. "It sucks to Dead by Daylight." Go fucking touch grass. You're incredibly cringe. Please stop. I smacked my mic because you anger me so. But some DOA style swimsuit skins would be pretty nice. For research. Anyway, now for my most controversial request for year 8. For real this time. Make Ebony Mori's base kit. Yes. Yes. I know they were fiddling with like, oh, the new Mori system. I think this is a much better way to do it. Right, just make the Ebony Memento Mori's base kit. You still have to work for it, but now every killer who logs in and plays, no matter their account level or prestige or blood web depth, can Mori without spending blood points. It doesn't kill any perks or killer add-ons. You want it quicker? Run Devour Hope and get 5 stacks, or use Tombstone Myers. Everybody else can have their Mori and BP offerings too. I think that's a good way to rework the Mori system so everybody can benefit from it, and not completely bork your game because Oni wins matches in 3 minutes flat with that system. By God, if you go back and watch some of those videos, holy cow, it was terrible. Thank God it never got out of PTB. This, I think, is a situation where everybody would be like, that is amazing. Thank you. But that is my year 8 wish list. All serious stuff. Kinda. It was... I started writing the list like a few weeks ago when I had this thought of like, let me do a serious video for year 8. Leading up to year 8. And it was just like, I started noticing more and more things in my matches. I was like, wait, that isn't as good as it should be. Or, oh, that's a little too strong. Oh, god damn it. It's friends to the fucking end again. God damn you. Just little things that I started noticing. So I started writing them down, and I have this whole huge list. I have no idea how long this video is. Probably too long. But that's my thoughts on what I would like to see changed in the next year. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, both are great options. I can't wait for the year 8 anniversary stream. It's gonna be God, I hope it's amazing. The only thing I'm guaranteeing that we see is probably the casting of Frank Stone. I'm almost positive that we'll get a release date. That feels like it's the only thing that's guaranteed at this point because, well, the anniversary comes out in June, and that's halfway through the year, and that game is supposed to come out this year. So I'm gonna hedge my bets that we get a release date for that, and also some info on that other game that the Behavior wasn't working on, but they licensed out, and some other third-party stuff. That's my guess for what will happen in year 8. But stay tuned to this channel because I want to go back and look at my predictions for the year 7 stream that I did last year, the kind of jokey one that was done for just for fun. I want to go back and check out that one and react to that and see if I got anything right. Like I made the joke like, oh, I actually called the Xenomorph. That's real. That was supposed to be like, it'll never fucking happen. The Alien franchise in DbD never happened. But that and Chucky and Nicolas Cage, that blows the door wide open for a lot of franchises to come in. So it was kind of a high point of like, oh my god, anything is possible now. But that is a later video. I am done for now. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed what you witnessed, hook the like button, more subscribe button, bing bong that bell, and until next time, I will see you in the fog. Good luck.